to Daily Dictation. This week we're talking about the topic impact of climate change in the Arctic. This video is for low intermediate English speakers and it's meant to help you practice your English. This video will help you practice your listening skills and your writing skills. In this video, I will read 5 sentences to you. You will write down each of the sentences as you hear it as perfectly as you can, which means that you are going to make sure that you follow all of the correct spelling, the correct grammar, the correct punctuation, and capitalization. So for this will help you do practice as you listen and write at the same time. So let's talk about dictation. Dictation takes place from Monday to Friday. Every day there are new sentences throughout the week, and there's new topics each week. There are 2 English levels offered. Vocabulary list and practice worksheets are available as well. More information about that will be at the end of the video when the vocabulary list becomes shown at the end of the video. So the instructions for dictation. Because you'll need to write down the sentences to practice your writing skills, you'll need a blank piece of paper and a pencil. You should use a blank document like Microsoft Word, and you can type in your answers if you have that available. 5 sentences will be read. Each sentence will be read 3 times and 1 more time at the end. You have to write down each sentence, and you will use your listening skills. Try your best to apply the correct spelling, punctuation, and capitalization as you listen and write down each sentence. Let's get started. So here you will see numbers 1 through 5. Each number represents a different sentence, so write that down in your document or on your piece of paper. And I'm going to start reading each sentence. I'm going to start with number 1. Number 1. The iceberg's size decreased as it began to melt. The iceberg's size decreased as it began to melt. The iceberg's size decreased as it began to melt. Number 2. Rising temperatures are causing glacial melt. Rising temperatures are causing glacial melt. Rising temperatures are causing glacial melt. Number 3. Wildlife can't get used to rapidly changing climates. 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 4. The Arctic's habitats are being damaged by thawing. 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 Number 5. Ice melt rates are speeding up. Ice melt rates are speeding up. Ice melt rates are speeding up. Now I will read each sentence 1 more time, starting with number 1. The iceberg's size decreased as it began to melt. Number 2. Rising temperatures are causing glacial melt. Number 3, wildlife can't get used to rapidly changing climates. Number 4, the Arctic's habitats are being damaged by thawing. Number 5, ice melt rates are speeding up. Great job, guys. Now let's get ready to check our answers. Now, if you felt like this video was a little bit too fast, then just listen again, and as you listen, you can adjust the playback speed and choose a slower speed. You can do that in the settings of the video. If you need to listen to a specific sentence again, go to the description and find the timestamps for each sentence, and it will bring you to where each sentence is read in the video, so you can go there and listen as many times as you need. But if you feel like you're all ready and everything is written down, then let's go ahead and check our answers. So here we go. Let's start with number 1. The iceberg's size decreased as it began to melt. Number 2. Rising temperatures are causing glacial melt. 3. Wildlife can't get used to rapidly changing climates. 4. The Arctic's habitats are being damaged by thawing. 5. Ice melt rates are speeding up. So how did we do? Some of the grammar might have been a little bit tricky, especially with punctuation today, because we have different apostrophes in different sentences, and the apostrophes have different functions. So here, iceberg's size. There's an apostrophe here before the S because it shows that the size belongs to the iceberg. So that's why we have a possessive here, apostrophe S, to show the possessive. The size belongs to the iceberg. And down here we have can't. Now, can't is the contraction for cannot. And when we do a contraction and we shorten it, can't, we use an apostrophe before whatever the last word of the contracted word is. So cannot, the last word is T. So this apostrophe is replacing the O in not. And then we just add that before the T. And that's a contraction there. Here, Arctic's habitats. Here we have apostrophe S. Of course, the habitats belong to the Arctic. So that's why there's an apostrophe S here to show the possessive. So possessive, contraction, possessive. So even though there's different rules and different reasons, that's why there are still apostrophes for each. Arctic is always capitalized, as we discussed before, because Arctic is a proper noun. Hopefully we're doing better and better as we are continuing to practice. Now, if you want to know what to focus on for vocabulary, just have a look here. So here are the vocabulary words to review for this topic. Ice, melt, thaw, iceberg, glacial, habitats, climate change, temperature, wildlife. So review these words, have a look at the different word forms, and get familiar with how to use them in various sentences. These are really good topics because the topic of climate change might come up for IELTS or any other proficiency exam. So it is good to be familiar with these words and know how to use them, especially if it's a topic that is mentioned for the listening test, for the speaking portion of the exam, or for the academic writing portion of the exam. So it's really good to be familiar for all of these reasons. Other than that, we're all finished for today. Thank you so much for watching. Now, those words that were mentioned just a moment ago, the list there, If you want access to those words and the definitions, follow the link to the worksheet that is in the description. This worksheet will give you these words, the definitions, example sentences. Additionally, you'll have a quiz to test yourself on your understanding of the meaning of those words. You'll have a fill-in-the-blank exercise to use. You'll also have a reading passage that applies those words. You will have some reading comprehension questions for the reading passage and an essay question as well. So if you feel like you want to practice this more, go ahead and get a hold of that worksheet by following the link. Otherwise, we are all finished for today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.